Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U! Talk about two games that probably have gotten so much hype, but obviously deserve it because it's Smash Bros. When it comes down to it, Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and for Wii U adds new stuff in terms of stages and characters, but doesn't really add much in terms of new gameplay because it's just another Smash Bros. Title. And when I think about it, like, they're very fun. Like, do not get me wrong. Like, the Wii U version, best console game for me of the year. Hands down. But when I think about it, it is kind of weird to me that there isn't a lot of focus this time around on more single-player type endeavors. And while that's not a huge a draw to Smash Bros., I realize there's a lot more draws to multiplayer and whatnot. I was kind of one of the people who really enjoyed, like, the Subspace Emissary type stuff in Brawl, and the Adventure Mode, and the Melee. So, if I have to get my bad stuff out of the way first, I'm going to say I'm disappointed that that stuff didn't come back, because that was stuff I really enjoyed doing. That said, there's a lot of other things to do. There's tons of other things to do in these two games. Between the Smash Run, the Great Cave Offensive type, like, run around to collect different power-ups, kind of like Kirby Air Ride in the 3DS version, the board game mode, Smash Tour, in the Wii U version, the orders, the crazy orders and master orders, like different crazy challenges you can do, event matches, obviously, the traditional single-player campaign, which is called Classic, even though it has almost nothing to do with how the original Classic mode works, but whatever. All-Star mode, buying trophies, playing this minigame called Trophy Rush, punching blocks. And of course, just the main appeal to Smash Bros. Fighting in Smash, having these bouts. There's a lot more focus, I think, that was made more on the multiplayer and trying to tweak things to make it as balanced as possible and find, obviously, a middle ground between the extremely, stupidly competitive Melee, which I dislike, basically just because of that, even though Melee was a great game. I just am not a huge fan of the very overzealous community that Melee has for it. And then, of course, the middle ground, trying to find a middle ground between that and a lot more casual-friendly Brawl. And I know casual can be a derogatory term, but I don't give a crap. I found Brawl a lot more fun. So, finding middle ground between those two, good idea to kind of please everyone. And in terms of that, it succeeds very well. There's actually quite a few updates for the 3DS version when it was first released, just in terms of trying to create these different balances, to create different character balances, so nothing felt too overpowered. And it's Smash Bros. We have a lot of fun. The 3DS version, I will talk about that briefly because I did do a lot of 3DS videos, and you'll see that somewhere around here, obviously. The 3DS version was a lot of fun, and it still is. It is a good, I like the idea of having Smash Bros. On the go. That's a really cool idea. I know, part of me could say, well, you could get rid of that and you could spend more time on developing single-player stuff, but at the same time, it's nice having this on-the-go version to just kind of play with other people. I know a lot of people don't really care for the 3DS version, or just didn't get it, even if they have a 3DS, because there's, well, there's a console version. I don't think you understand, the convenience of having Smash Bros. Just, to whip out on a train, or whip out at, a convention or something. You don't have the time to set up a console when you're out on the go, but you have the time to quickly get up a portable system and put a game in. And that's really nice about the 3DS version. There isn't a lot, to do in the 3DS version, other than its special mode, which is the Smash Run mode, which is freaking amazing. That's still probably my favorite new addition, and it's sad it's limited to only one version of the game. But I can see why it is, because of the whole everyone has kind of their own camera thing. But that's a lot of fun. And the Wii U version, obviously, is where most of the matches will probably be taking place nowadays, after the 3DS version has run, at least in the States, for about a month. It had a bit of a longer run in the European and Japanese regions, just based on the release dates. And as far as what the Wii U version adds, it adds back in some more abilities. There's some limitations in the 3DS version that are a bit unfortunate, but the Wii U version adds all these back in, and also brings in a lot of other cool things. The special Smash modes are back from Melee and Brawl, so that's cool. And a new addition in the Wii U version is 8-player Smash, which is complete chaos, and that is awesome. I know there's a lot of people who are just going, why would you make this dumb mode? And you know what I have to say to that? Because that's Smash Bros. This is what the game was supposed to be. That was how it was always intended. It was never intended to be this, like, uber, super serious one-on-one fighting game. It was always meant to kind of be this more big party game. And now you have the ability to put even more people into a match at a time, makes it even more fun and more chaotic. And you know what? That's just kind of enjoyable. You gotta really enjoy that type of stuff. You can't just always get so serious about the one match is about winning all the time. You gotta just kind of lay back, have fun. And I think that's the thing you need to understand about Smash Bros. Is that I never view it as this super competitive fighting game. I always view it as this game you just have a lot of fun. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. I mean, if someone wins more than others, and that means they have a little more skill, and that's great. But far be it that means that that's what it should all be about. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do, like in the other multiplayer modes. The Smash Tour mode, for instance, the board game mode, is pretty interesting. It's kind of a little weird, and I would definitely say Smash Run is a bit better than it, but it's still interesting because it is this kind of still chaotic type mode. That you have a little control of what you're doing, but you have no idea what the kind of chaos you're going to run into is going to happen. I just like that. I like having that bit of surprise. There's a bit of enjoyment you can get out of just like, oh no, what's happening? Because you, like, I just feel like you can't get too competitive with some of these things. You have to just kind of let it go. You just have to let it happen and just kind of enjoy it. Like, you can laugh at something stupid that happens, even if it results in you losing a game. Like, you can laugh at that. There's nothing wrong with that. You should find enjoyment out of everything you're doing in the game. Otherwise, why are you playing the game in the first place? I feel like that's what these two iterations of Smash Bros. Really do work at. I mean, Brawl was approachable for everyone, but it was probably not that type of game, because there's still, like, there's frustrations even people who were new to the series, like the tripping mechanic and whatnot, and that's gone. So this game feels a lot more like, it feels very on par with the original type of game Sakurai was trying to make with the original Smash Bros., and that's really cool. And the great thing, too, about the Wii U version is there's lots of stuff you can do co-op. You can do events co-op, you can do All-Star Mode co-op, you can do home run contests and multi-man Smash co-op. That's pretty cool. You can go online co-op, too, which is awesome. My friend and I, we actually, because the Ice Climbers unfortunately got kicked out due to some limitations with the 3DS version, we go online with the Wii U version and we use DDD, and he has a pink and light blue robe, and we call ourselves Ice and Climbers, and we just kind of imitate the Ice Climbers. It's kind of funny. But, like, there's a lot of, like, cool things you can do, and, like, the thing is, it's a game you have to kind of make, it can be fun with just playing it by yourself, but it's a game you have to kind of make fun, too. Like, you gotta make things you do. You can't just be fighting random matches over and over and over again, because that's going to get monotonous, and eventually you're going to probably get bored of that unless that's your only thing you want to do with the game, in which case, have as much fun as you want. There's I lost it already. There's a lot of cool things. Smash Bros. Is a series that always makes us smile. Like, there's a lot of music in the game, there's a lot of different stages, there's a lot of different characters. All these new characters are really fun to play as. I really like the addition of Shulk from Xenoblade. He's a very fun character to play as. I like that Kirby's voice actress came back to record a lot of new lines for some new abilities, and they're freaking adorable as hell. Oh my goodness, Jump! Shield! Buster! It's so cute! I love little details like that. And I think that's kind of thing, is that it's a game you gotta appreciate for all the little details they put into it, not just who's winning a match. You gotta, like, look at the back rows, you gotta look at these stages, look at, like, all these crazy things they did, listen to the music. Like, there's so many, like, this jam-packed with all these details, and it's so much fun. That's really all I can say about it, is that it's just really freaking fantastic. It doesn't really matter which version. I would say the Wii U version is the better of the two, but they're still both very solid games, and I am... Mr. Sakurai, please take a rest for however long you need, because you have been working your butt off to redo these two games, and that's just been... It's insane, the amount of work, and the amount of polish, and the amount of detail, and the amount of everything that you got done with these. Especially considering a lot of, like, medical issues that you're going through and all that, and it's just like... This is me saying right now, I know, like, you're probably not listening to this, but I don't care. Get some rest, just have a great next year, just... You deserve it. You've worked so hard. You've done such a good job with everything you've done. You deserve all the praise and all the rest. And anyone who's giving you crap can go take a hike, because you know what? You work your butt off, and they're just here to complain, and that's not fair to you at all. And that's just Smash Bros. It's a lot of fun. Get some friends, get a friend, get 2 friends, get 3 friends, get 4 friends, get 5 friends, get 6 friends, get 7 friends, get 8. Okay, well actually no, because that's 9 people if you have 8 friends including yourself. Okay, so get 7 friends. I just go and have a blast. There's so many fun things to do. There's so many things to do. You can customize moves now. That's cool. You can make your own fighters by using the Miis. That's freaking amazing. There's just so many things that you can do, sit down and do with this game. It's just amazing. So, if you haven't picked it up by now, I'm sure most of you have, regardless of what version it is. I hope you're having a lot of fun, and I hope that you continue to have as much fun as possible with it, because these are masterpieces. And the Wii U version, as I said, is my pick for Best Console Game of the Year. So, that wraps it up for all of these year in review videos. I hope you enjoyed these. I mean, these have been a bit interesting for me to make, 'cause it's just me talking to a microphone, not like really playing anything or reacting to anything, so it's kind of more stream of consciousness, and it's not the most informed thing. It's just kind of me going, I like this, and sometimes I say why, and sometimes just go, I just like this, and so I know that might not be very helpful. But if you appreciate this enthusiasm, this kind of like personal take on these games, I appreciate it, and I hope all of you have a great new year as we get into 2015. So, take care, and I will see you all whenever the next major project will be. Until then, KV, wait. I just realized, there's probably a few games I did not talk about that I did play in 2014 that I should probably talk about as well. I will probably save those for some other time in January, because some of them I'm still playing through right now, as I just recently got them. And some of them I just didn't really, I either forgot about them, or just weren't that great to mention. There's this particular Wii U game that isn't that amazing, but I played it in 2014. So, I guess, KB not out. Look forward to those videos sometime in the middle of January. Until then, ciao. Have a great new year.